Hello, Taurus. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman. Illustrated by Gretchen. There's Gretchen's last name. That way, if you'd like to find those creators, you can do that. Tori Hartman has other decks out too. The Chakra Wisdom Tarot is another deck she has out. Just so you know. So they do have other things, I think. Well, I know Tori does anyway. All right, Taurus. What are you dealing with, Taurus? This is a very peculiar situation. Let's see what's going on here. You do have good cards. It's almost, I feel like you're dealing with something. Obviously. But it seems good on the outside, is what my first thought is. It looks good on the outside. This is really peculiar. Let's see how this comes out. Because you have the Nine of Cups here. With how you're connecting, that's how your energy is connecting. Like you have a very, things are going well, doing what we need to do, rolling with the punches. The other side has the Sun card, so it seems like the other side is in control. Maybe that's part of this, because it's kind of like you got to roll with it. You don't know exactly how this is going to work out. And there seems to be a bit of variables that you don't care for. But it works out, so you're doing well. You are doing well. And the other side seems to be in control of it with the Sun card, and they're extremely happy to have you a part of it. But when it comes between the two of you, there is this vanity card in the sense of, to me it feels like showmanship in this situation. The word vanity, I understand that means one thing, but I'm feeling more of the picture there, kind of let's act like it's better than it is. And that might be why vanity is popping in. I guess that kind of fits. Kind of let's act like it's better than it is between the two of us. Things are technically going well and acting like you're getting along really well. But in truth, this person, even though things are going well, you don't really care for this, the way the situation is. It's not comfortable for you. It's working out, but you're it doesn't feel stable. You're kind of some of the decisions made, you're just kind of I don't believe in these decisions. I don't think they're the right decisions. But it's working out, and you're coming off like a team player, but in truth, you don't like this. You really don't. They, on the other hand, they just seem to think it's going to keep working out the way it's been working out. They seem to be, I don't know if I want to say oblivious, or just kind of riding on the success, as long as it's successful, how can you really question me? As long as you keep making as long as things keep going well, how can you question me? It's kind of like that attitude. You don't like this, though. That's the thing, because you don't feel like it's dependable. Yeah, good today, but how about tomorrow? How about next week? How about next month? You're there's nothing here to show you the stability. It worked today because we had this random outcome happened because you chose well. But that's not going to happen next month. What are you going to do next month? Or after that? And that's how you're feeling about it. Yeah, it's good today, but it doesn't look like it's going to be good tomorrow. We're going to have to, scramble to make sure it does. All right, so as it keeps coming forward, the next phase of this situation, I think, is something you saw coming. Because this first good moment is a great moment. But you're yeah, but it doesn't seem stable to me. The first thing I'm noticing in the center here is what's actually happening. There's a lot of impatience in this next phase, this next portion. The stability, new things have to be chosen, new things have to be handled. It's almost like whatever it was in the last situation that was used up and they had to find something different. And now when they're trying to find something different, I'm getting almost like the first situation, it's almost like getting great sales, but the sales were based off of like they got this great opportunity. It's almost like, off the back of a truck, kind of like, oh, we needed to this company needed to unload all these appliances or whatever, and they're like, well, we'll take them off your hands for a low price, and they got it, and they got a huge profit off of that. But you're like, yeah, but that's not dependable. That was an opportunity, and that opportunity's gone. So now what are we going to do next month? And yeah, impatience coming in with this next situation. It's almost like they're looking for another opportunity like that, and it's not showing up. And you're kind of like, yeah, well, it wasn't gonna. Like, that's a rarity. I mean, it's a great opportunity to capitalize on. I give you that, but it's not dependable. Those are rare instances that you just you think you'd be thankful for the blessing, and then you realize that's a rarity. That's not something to depend on. And they're not finding. They're expecting to find it again, but it's not coming in again. This next time it's needed to come in, it's not coming in. Nothing like that is coming in. There's a lot of weird energy coming in at once. You got despondence in the environment. You got complacency on your side. I feel like, again, they're looking for this great opportunity, another great opportunity to fall in their lap, and they're searching for it. They're like, well, I'll just have to search for it a little bit. I know it's out there. Where is this? Where is my great opportunity? And you're kind of like, you're sitting here with complacency, like, it's not there. It's a rarity. It wasn't going to be there. You're just kind of like, no, that wasn't going to happen again. That was a one-time shot, and you're banking on it, and that's not going to constantly happen. You're trying to deal with it. At first, you're just kind of doing what you have to do. You got perception here with the Four of Swords. Like, you're trying to like not point out the obvious to you. Like, to you, it's the obvious in the sense of like, well, you put your eggs in one basket, and you shouldn't have done that. So now you gotta go get another basket, and you better also maybe get a couple reserves and plan a little better. But I don't see you saying that. You're thinking it though, kind of like, well, you put your eggs in one basket, and you kind of got burned for that. So you might want to pick your pieces up. You're perceiving it differently than this person. You're kind of like, the way you're handling it is causing this issue. The way you're handling it is causing this uncomfortable moment. They're very despondent, but they're also very insistent that it's going to work out at this point, too. You seem to be automatically realizing, like, yeah, you're messing it up. You need to fix it, address it, and put it back in perspective so this can go right. They seem to not be addressing the problem just yet. Because I'm getting despondence connected with the King of Cups. Kind of like, no, I know the possibilities out there. I know there's still a way to do this. I just gotta find it. I gotta unearth my possibility. I gotta look right here. I gotta look under there. I wonder, is there something over there? Maybe if I go up around the corner up here. Maybe it's up here. The thing is, they're not gonna find it. The Hanged Man is coming in. It's not gonna happen. And I feel like you're not at all shocked about that. You're not at all shocked about that. You're like, yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. It just wasn't gonna happen. Prayer pops in on your side with the Temperance card. You're like, all right, now what do we need to do? You're trying to help this person, and you're trying to find a better way for this person to do things. I think you're slowly giving your advice. You're slowly giving advice, like, maybe we want to handle this a little differently. Maybe there's possibilities like this. Maybe we go down the road here, and this is something that we know isn't as lucrative, but it's dependable. We don't have the crazy profit from this, but we do get a profit, and we can build something from that profit, and we can, realize that that's going to keep coming. We can sustain a profit over and over again and get a livelihood going here. And I feel like you're trying to slowly drop hints. You're trying to kind of direct it slowly, gently. At first, you're just kind of seeing if it's going to work. That's why I feel like you got the prayer here with the Temperance. Kind of like you're slowly influencing the situation, trying to make it a little better, trying to show whoever this is, like, listen, there's a way to do this. It's not going to be as extravagant, but it's dependable, and we can keep going. Let's go over here. Let's try this. Let's just give it a shot and see, what do you think about it? Let's think about it. Let's think it over. Let's give it a thought. Whoever this person is, their connection is changing, that's for sure. their ability to call the shots is definitely changing. The way it has been going compared to the way it's going to be going is going to change. So whoever was in control of doing this, I feel like this is a moment where it's switching. This is where I feel like they're losing control. You might be gaining control. If you're not gaining control, you're gaining a advisory role where people are listening to you. So you might not be in control, but you're in a spot where people are coming to you. What should we do? What do you think we should do? That type of thing. Because somebody else seems to step in. I'm getting the Emperor coming in, causing a completion. Somebody's stepping in and saying, listen, I know that first situation was out of this world, it was great, but the second is not acceptable. The second, we can't have that. No matter how well the first one went, the second one is a bad thing. We can't do the second situation where we're just finding no possibilities, no opportunities. We can't have that. So the Emperor is causing the end here, the completion, the moving on of, like, I feel like it's the person, whoever was in control, I feel like they're not anymore. And I feel like they're very upset about that, but they're also kind of maybe down on themselves about it because they're confused. Like, I did so well with that first one. Why didn't the second one work out? I don't understand why it worked so differently. Why was it so rough? And they seem to be a little bewildered is kind of what I'm getting. Kind of like the way they handled it. They're like, if I just found, almost like a little gambling feel too. If I just found my opportunity, this would have went differently. That's a little bit of a gambling feel to me. So they seem to be leaving. Your energy, you got 3 cards here. You got good ones. Instinct, wisdom, and forgiveness. Wisdom is the trumper card here. Trumping card. I'm getting here that you've done everything you could. You handled it with dignity, the way through it the best you could. Some of you are ending up in the control position. Others of you are getting in a spot where your opinion is very important, and people are acknowledging that. The instincts and how you handle the things, how you handle things are very well needed here. Forgiveness too. I feel like you're not holding grudges against anybody. You're just kind of like, you're offering forgiveness. You're trying to help people. You're showing a better way to do things. I feel like you're even acknowledging kind of like, yeah, that first situation was a great thing. And I'm glad we took advantage of that. I just don't think we should have built a structure based on that first situation. So I feel like you're giving credit where credit is due, and I feel like that's where forgiveness is coming in. Like, you're giving credit where credit is due. And people respect you for that. That's another reason the wisdom card is there. I really feel like this is good. Going forward, things are going to, from that moment on when that person's kind of removed from the situation, things are going to balance differently. You got the 6 of Pentacles. No, it's the 10 of Pentacles. Things are going to go a lot better. Again, you're either in control or you're heavily influencing it. And things are going to stabilize. I feel like it's going to be kind of like, if that moment was like a level 12 out of 1 through 10, like that was a 12 moment, like, wow, rare opportunity, really good. I feel like you're bringing this situation to a stability of 7. 6 to 7, it's like starting off between, like, it's bouncing between a 6 to 7, kind of like 5 is making the grade. It's just 5 is acceptable, well, you'll make it. And you're like 6 to 7, this is where you're stabilizing at 6 to 7, 6 to 7, and then you're bringing it up to kind of like an 8. And I feel like you're going to, it's going to be, when the situation finally kind of plateaus, it's going to be like an 8 to 9, somewhere between an 8 to 9 situation. It's going to be really good. It's not going to hit 12 again, but I also feel like people don't care. They're like, no, we don't need random 12s. We prefer a stable 8. A stable 8 going into 9 sometimes. That's what we want, a stable 8. I'll take a stable 8 over a random 12 any day. Like, every time it's 8, 8, 8, 8. That's worth a lot more than just once in a while. 12, nothing, 12, nothing. Like, the 8 is worth much, much more. It's stabilizing. Like, but it's like you're coming in it's coming in and stabilizing fairly well, but I feel like you're even getting it up better than that as time keeps going. So I feel like this situation is actually going to go really well. That other person, I don't know what to say about them. You're giving them credit where credit is due, but I don't know. I'm not getting any information about this random energy over here. Once they're removed from power, though, whatever that was, I just don't feel like their energy is as strong after that ever again. I just don't feel like it's going to be. I just don't think it's going to be. All right. I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.